The American Paint Horse was developed from a base of spotted horses with quarter horse and thoroughbred bloodlines. They combine the conformational characteristics of a Western stock horse with spotting patterns of white and dark coats. Markings can be any shape or size and located virtually anywhere on the paint's body. Although paints come in a variety of colors with different markings, there are only 3 specific coat patterns: an Overo, a Tobiano, and a Tovero.
A lot of people ask me to describe what a typical paint is. The truth is, there is no typical paint. A paint can virtually be any color as long as it has white, at least 3 inches, 2 to 3 inches of white on their body in a certain range, generally above the knee, on their body, on their shoulders, on their back. Many people like the loud colored. Other people like what is called minimal white. So it may have only the smallest little belly spot, and that still counts as being a paint. This little filly is her baby, and to look at her, it'd be hard to guess. She has very little white. She has a little white on her forehead. She has a little white sock, 2 white socks, and she actually has a white belly spot. And that's all the color she has on her. So here I bred a wild color mare, but I did breed it to a quarter horse. This is a breeding stock mare. She's a paint. Both of her parents were paints. This is her baby. You'd actually think that they should switch babies, but this is her baby. The reason this solid colored mare ended up with this loud colored baby is because she was bred to a homozygous stud. That's the only time you're guaranteed of getting a paint, is if you have one of the parents is homozygous. This is Abby. She's a classic example of a Tobiano. If you look at her, let's start with her eye first of all. She has a blue eye, which both Overos and Tobianos can have. Frequently, paints can have 1 or 2 blue eyes. She has no dark color over her back. That is the primary qualifier for a Tobiano. She has 4 white legs, as you can see, and although she does have dark on her neck and dark on her head, she does exhibit the classic Tobiano pattern. This horse is an example of the Overo pattern. As you can see, she has a dark, solid color over her back. She has a dark colored tail and mane with a slight. She has 3 of her legs are dark. And as we were talking about, she actually has 1 blue eye. She's a classic example of a bay and white Overo. This looks like a paint, doesn't it? But it's not. She's half Arab. Therefore, she can't be a paint. She's actually a registered Pinto. There were a group of people who decided that they really wanted to preserve this breed. In the 1960s, they decided to form an association that would do 2 things. One, recognize that color patterns were good, whether it was a show animal or for breeding. And the second was to really preserve the body type of a paint, which is a stocky, fairly short-legged horse that is built to work. It's built to be a cowboy horse, it is built to be a Western pleasure horse, and generally it is built to work around a ranch, to be able to carry a heavy load, to be able to chase cows, to be able to have fun with.